Have you ever felt like you were about to lose your temper because someone pushed their way through a crowded place, or because of a disrespectful comment from a colleague, or even because someone didn't do what you expected? Situations like these can make your anger rise up inside. You feel frustrated, irritated, and after a while, these feelings not only drain you, but can also affect those around you. In reality, we cannot avoid situations that make us angry. But what if I told you that you can completely choose not to let these emotions control you? You can choose not to let anger or frustration affect your life. This is the resilience and emotional control that this book will help you explore and develop. Everyone experiences negative emotions, including anger, but it is how we respond to these emotions that determines the quality of our lives. When faced with discomfort, we can choose to let these feelings control us, leading to rash actions, unnecessary arguments, or even poor decisions that can affect our relationships. However, if we can control our emotions, life becomes much easier. Not only will it help us maintain calm in stressful situations, but it will also create a healthier environment where we can communicate more effectively, understand and respect others, and ultimately live a life not controlled by external factors. Anger is not inherently bad. It is a natural reaction of the human body when we feel threatened, disrespected, or hurt. However, the problem lies in how we cope with anger. When anger becomes an automatic response, we can easily get caught up in these negative emotions and let them take over. This not only affects our mental well-being, but can also have a negative impact on our health. Research has shown that the inability to control anger can lead to health issues such as high blood pressure, heart disease, and even digestive problems. Furthermore, anger can lead to poor decisions in work and personal relationships, causing missed opportunities or worse, losing important people in our lives. So why can anger control us so easily? Part of the reason is due to the habit of automatic responses. When faced with a situation that makes us uncomfortable, anger can arise immediately as a natural reaction. However, this emotion is not something we have to accept without intervention. To control anger, the first step is to recognize that this emotion is a reaction of our own, not something created by others or the situation. This means that we can completely change the way we respond. In fact, we are the ones who decide whether we allow anger to dominate or not. Understanding this is the first important step in the journey of mastering our emotions and not letting ourselves be controlled by anger or frustration. Just like a gust of wind, anger will not last forever if we do not allow it to dominate. You may not be able to change the actions of others, but you can certainly change your own reactions. How you face your emotions will determine whether you get caught up in the cycle of negative emotions or not. While some people are easily swept away by anger, others can maintain calm in stressful situations. This difference lies in the ability to perceive and control one's emotions. Once you understand that anger is a reaction that can be changed, you will realize that emotional control is a skill that you can practice and improve. This does not mean that you have to become indifferent or cold, but rather that you can remain calm in undesirable situations. When you do not let negative emotions control you, you will have a clearer perspective on everything around you and can make better decisions for yourself and those around you. Life is full of challenges, and not avoid situations that make us angry or frustrated. However, the biggest difference between someone who is easily angered and someone who has emotional control is how they face those emotions. People who master their emotions will not let external factors affect their mood and decisions. They understand that anger is not what makes them stronger. It is calmness and the ability to maintain an objective view, which helps them overcome any situation more effectively. Thus, learning how not to let anger dominate your life is entirely possible. It is not something that happens overnight, but rather a process that everyone can gradually practice and improve. You do not have to change everything immediately, but step by step, you will learn how to react more calmly and, in turn, live a life with fewer disturbances and less stress. Anger will no longer be something that controls you. Instead, you will be the one to control it. So if you're ready to begin the journey of mastering your emotions and living a life not dominated by anger, this book will be a trustworthy companion. It will provide you with the tools, methods, and mindset you need to maintain calmness and create the life you want. You don't have to let others or situations beyond your control take away your peace. Instead, you can choose to live a life that is free from anger and frustration. Part 1: Understanding the origins of anger. Anger is an emotion that almost everyone has experienced at some point. It arises as a natural reaction when we feel hurt, insulted, or when something doesn't go as expected. It is one of the basic emotions that humans can experience in life, and it can strongly affect how we respond to the world around us. However, it is important to understand the origins of this emotion because when we fully understand it, we can better control and handle it more effectively. Anger is not a bad emotion, but simply a reaction of the body and mind to a particular situation. From a biological perspective, anger is part of the body's defense system. When we feel threatened, the body produces hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol, which help us prepare for a quick action, either to fight or to flee. Therefore, anger can be seen as a survival mechanism, helping humans protect themselves from danger. This is why anger can arise immediately when we feel violated or disrespected. However, in modern society, we no longer face dangers like those in ancient times, when these emotions were necessary to protect ourselves from enemies or wild animals. Instead, we often encounter situations that do not threaten our survival, but simply make us feel uncomfortable, disappointed, or dissatisfied. These could be minor conflicts at work, disrespectful words from others, or situations where we feel overlooked or unrecognized. The problem is that when we feel hurt or unfairly treated, the natural reaction of the body is anger. However, this is not always appropriate in everyday life. When we do not clearly recognize the origins of anger, it can easily take control of us. One reason anger can dominate our emotions is because we tend to evaluate every situation through our own personal lens, with our expectations, beliefs, and experiences. When these expectations are not met, feelings of disappointment arise, and from there, anger will emerge. For example, if you are standing in a long line to purchase something you really need, and someone suddenly cuts in line, you may feel insulted and disrespected. However, if you look at the situation from a different perspective, you may realize that the person may not have intentionally tried to upset you, and their actions could simply be due to a lack of attention or an unclear understanding of the situation. When you understand that your anger stems from personal expectations, you will easily realize that staying calm and changing your perspective is an effective way to reduce these negative emotions. In addition, anger can also stem from a sense of helplessness. When we feel unable to control a situation or unable to change something that we are dissatisfied with, feelings of frustration and disappointment can lead to anger. We often feel uncomfortable when we cannot master a situation, and anger appears as a way to express dissatisfaction and a desire to change the circumstances. However, it is important to recognize that we cannot always control everything. Sometimes we can only change the way we react to situations that we cannot change. Another factor contributing to anger is the lack of effective communication. When we are unable to express our thoughts, feelings, or needs clearly and effectively, a sense of dissatisfaction gradually builds up and leads to anger. Misunderstandings in communication, unclarified implications, or disrespect in conversations can create negative feelings, which in turn generate anger. In such situations, if we cannot understand the perspectives of others or if we cannot clearly communicate our feelings, anger will become a natural response. One way to reduce anger is by improving communication skills. When you can express your thoughts and feelings clearly and truthfully, and when you can also sincerely listen to others, you will easily achieve consensus and reduce negative emotions. Moreover, anger can also arise from a lack of understanding about what others are going through. We tend to judge others based on what we see and hear, but in reality, everyone has their own circumstances and emotions that we cannot fully understand. Sometimes a person's actions may not be intentionally meant to hurt us, but rather a reaction to their own circumstances. When we fail to recognize this, we easily fall under the influence of anger. One way to reduce anger is by trying to put ourselves in the other person's shoes, understanding their circumstances and not rushing to make conclusions or judgments too quickly. Therefore, in order to control anger, it is important to recognize its origins. When you understand that anger is not an emotion that comes from outside, but a reaction of your own to external factors, you will be able to manage and change how you respond. You may not be able to change the actions of others, but you can change how you perceive and respond to them. When you realize this, you will see that controlling your emotions is not something difficult, but actually a skill that can be practiced and gradually improved. Understanding the origin of anger not only helps you better understand your emotions, but also helps you develop strategies to deal with it effectively. You will learn how to view every situation more objectively, and instead of reacting automatically with anger, you will be able to control your emotions, thereby creating more positive reactions in every situation. As you begin to master your anger, you will experience a sense of calm and satisfaction in life, and more importantly, you will not let anything beyond your control affect your inner peace. Part 2: Why Others Can't Make You Angry. You've probably encountered situations that made you feel angry or frustrated with others. It could be a colleague saying something that annoyed you, a friend breaking a promise, or someone suddenly criticizing you in front of others. You feel like you've been treated unfairly, and immediately a burst of anger rises within you. However, if you really think about it, are others truly the cause of your anger, or did you create that anger yourself? This is an important question that we need to ask ourselves. The first thing to understand is that anger is not a simple reaction to the actions of others. While it may seem that others are the direct cause of your anger, in reality, the emotion of anger comes from the way you assess and react to that action. When you feel angry about something someone else has done, you are reacting to your own dissatisfaction, not entirely to their actions. You cannot control the actions of others, but you can absolutely control how you react to those actions. To better understand this, think about situations where you've been angry. One of the reasons we feel angry is because we have unrealistic expectations of others. For example, you expect a close friend to always keep their promises, but when they don't, you feel disappointed and angry. However, if you accept that everyone sometimes fails to fulfill commitments, or that there may be external factors preventing them from keeping their word, you will find it easier to let go of the anger and not feel offended. When you adjust your expectations and understand that others cannot always meet what you expect, you will feel much less angry. Another important factor in understanding why others can't make you angry is self-awareness. When you understand yourself better, you will not let the actions of others affect your emotions. Feelings of anger often arise from feelings of insecurity or being hurt. For example, if a colleague criticizes the way you work, you might feel insulted and immediately react with anger. However, if you understand that the criticism is not a denial of your worth, but simply an opinion to help you improve your work, you won't feel hurt. When you are aware of your own value and do not rely on others' judgments to define who you are, you will find it easier to remain calm and not let the words of others affect your emotions. Furthermore, one of the reasons we get angry is the lack of empathy for others. When someone does something that makes us feel insulted, we often look at the issue from our own perspective without understanding their circumstances. In reality, everyone has their own reasons, situations, and emotions that we cannot fully know. For example, if a friend doesn't respond to your message immediately, you might think that they don't care about you or are deliberately ignoring you. However, they might simply be busy or dealing with personal issues in their life. If you don't rush to conclusions and take the time to understand and empathize with their circumstances, you won't easily feel angry. When you put yourself in another person's shoes and try to view the issue from their perspective, you'll realize that many situations you thought were anger-inducing can be resolved easily without adding stress. Another factor to mention when discussing anger is that we often make assumptions about others' intentions. We tend to think that others do things to hurt us or make us uncomfortable. However, the reality is that the other person may not have intended that at all. For example, when a colleague doesn't invite you to an important meeting, you might think they are deliberately excluding you. However, they might have simply forgotten or didn't realize you needed to be informed about the meeting. When you don't let yourself create negative assumptions and instead try to understand the other person's intentions, you won't easily feel offended. By not rushing to judge the actions of others, you will maintain calm and not let anger flare up. The awareness that you cannot control the actions of others but can control your own reactions is a crucial factor in managing anger. You can't change the people around you, but you can change how you perceive and react to them. When you realize that anger comes from how you evaluate a situation and others, you will find it easier to control your emotions. This doesn't mean that you must accept every action of others without reacting, but rather that you will respond in a calmer and more rational way. When you don't let others' actions control your emotions, you will feel free and not dependent on what others do. Finally, forgiveness is a very important factor in not letting others make you angry. Forgiveness doesn't mean you agree with the wrongdoing of others, but it means you let go of your right to demand an apology or correction. Forgiveness is a way to free yourself from anger and frustration, and it helps you not let others control your emotions. When you learn to forgive and let go, you will feel lighter and not let small matters affect your peace of mind. In conclusion, anger is not caused by others making you angry. It is caused by how you react to their actions. You can't change the actions of others, but you can absolutely change how you perceive and react to those actions. When you understand this, you will no longer feel anger automatically and easily, but instead, you will have the ability to control your emotions proactively. When you learn to change how you perceive and respond to others, you will no longer let anger dominate your life. Part 3. Positive thinking is the key to emotional control. Imagine you are driving on a crowded road and suddenly another car cuts in front of you without signaling. You feel frustrated and angry, wanting to speed up to overtake that car. However, a thought flashes through your mind. Maybe they are in a hurry, maybe they didn't see me, or maybe they're dealing with something. Immediately, your anger subsides. Instead of reacting with anger, you decide to stay calm and continue your journey without letting this small incident affect your mood. This is the power of positive thinking, the ability to change how you perceive a situation, not letting negative emotions control you and affect your life. Positive thinking is not an abstract concept or a far-off theory, but a practical tool that helps you take control of your emotions and thoughts in stressful situations. It doesn't mean that you must see everything through rose-colored glasses or ignore serious problems in life. Rather, it is an approach that allows you to maintain calm and view things objectively. When you learn to apply positive thinking to your life, you will notice that the things that make you angry are not the external factors, but the way you choose to perceive and react to them. One of the basic principles of positive thinking is to view every situation from a broader perspective. Instead of seeing a situation in a negative light, you learn to recognize that each situation can contain opportunities for learning and growth. For instance, if you are facing a challenging problem at work and a colleague makes some negative comments about your work, instead of feeling insulted and reacting with anger, you can choose to see it as an opportunity for self-improvement. Positive thinking helps you avoid getting caught in feelings of disappointment, instead encouraging you to find ways to improve and progress in your work. When you can look at things positively, you won't let small matters rob you of your calm and happiness. Additionally, positive thinking helps you develop the ability to accept things that cannot be changed. In life, there are many things beyond our control, from the actions of others to unexpected events we cannot foresee. However, instead of getting angry about these things, positive thinking encourages you to accept reality and find ways to adapt. Once you accept that not everything in life will go as planned, you will feel lighter and no longer have to struggle with negative emotions. For example, if you get stuck in traffic on your way to work and arrive late to an important meeting, you may feel very frustrated and stressed. However, instead of criticizing yourself or others for the delay, you can accept that it's unavoidable and handle the situation calmly and effectively. Instead of focusing on the unchangeable, positive thinking helps you find solutions and maintain calm in any situation. Positive thinking also helps you develop patience and reduce feelings of anger. When you can view every problem positively, you'll find that everything in life can be solved with patience and without rushing. Things that frustrate you, such as waiting in a long line, can become opportunities to practice patience and maintain composure. Instead of feeling irritable and angry, you can use that time to relax, think about the positive things in your life, or simply unwind both physically and mentally. When you learn to be patient and accept that not everything in life can go as planned, you won't feel angry over small matters anymore. Moreover, positive thinking helps you build confidence and self-control in life. When you learn to think positively, you will feel stronger in facing difficulties and challenges. You will no longer feel easily swept up by negative emotions when facing unfairness or adversity. You will understand that difficult situations are opportunities for you to show resilience and overcome hardship. Positive thinking is not about denying difficulties, but about viewing them as a natural part of life and accepting that they cannot affect your peace of mind. When you have confidence and self-control, you will easily overcome feelings of anger and not let external factors disrupt your inner peace. Likewise, positive thinking helps you maintain good and harmonious relationships with others. When you don't let anger control you, you will find it easier to communicate and understand others. You will no longer overreact when there are differences in opinions or actions, but instead you will look for ways to resolve conflicts calmly and rationally. In a conversation, when you can view things objectively and not let negative emotions cloud your understanding, you will be able to maintain a good relationship and mutual respect. One of the most important elements of positive thinking is the ability to perceive and appreciate the good things in life. When you focus on the positive, you will easily realize that life is full of joy and happiness. Instead of only paying attention to the things that don't go as you wish, you will find that there are many things to be grateful for and cherish. This not only helps you maintain cheerfulness and happiness in life, but also helps you reduce feelings of anger when faced with situations that don't go your way. When you find joy in small things, you will no longer feel stressed or angry about things beyond your control. In conclusion, positive thinking is the key to managing your emotions and not letting anger dominate your life. When you apply positive thinking to every situation, you will not only minimize feelings of anger, but also build a happy and peaceful life. You will learn to see every problem in a positive light, accept the things you cannot change, develop patience, and maintain self-confidence in all situations. With positive thinking, you will not only master your emotions, but also create a healthier and better living environment for yourself and those around you. Part 4. Skills to maintain calm in stressful situations. There are times in life when we can't avoid stressful situations, pressure, or conflicts. These situations can cause your emotions to surge, and you may feel like you're about to lose control, like a pot of boiling water ready to explode. But when you have the right skills, you can learn how to calm your anger, maintain composure, and act thoughtfully instead of letting emotions take over. The question is, how can we stay calm during these difficult moments? The first thing to understand is that our emotions are often triggered by external factors, an impolite comment from someone, an unexpected situation, or even an unforeseen event that we cannot control. When we are unprepared, these factors can make us react strongly, and in many cases with anger. However, if we know how to apply emotional control skills, we can maintain our calm and face stressful situations more effectively. These skills are not magic tools that will change things immediately, but over time and with practice, they can become an essential part of your life. One of the first important skills for maintaining calm in stressful situations is deep breathing and adjusting your breathing rhythm. You may not realize it, but when anger flares up, your heart rate increases and your breathing becomes shallow and rapid. This only intensifies the feeling of stress and anger in your body. However, by focusing on your breath and practicing deep breathing techniques, you can calm your body and reduce anxiety, thereby maintaining composure. A simple technique is to inhale slowly for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 4 seconds, and exhale for 6 seconds. Doing this several times will help you regain control, slow your heart rate, and ease tension. When you master your breathing, you can more easily regulate your emotions and not let anger disrupt your calmness. In addition to controlling your breath, Creating a pause for yourself is another highly effective skill for maintaining calm. When you face a stressful situation, the first thing to do is to stop immediately and not react right away. Take a moment to think about the situation before acting. A minute of silence can help you avoid making impulsive reactions, and instead, you can make wiser decisions. This is particularly useful in arguments where you may feel provoked and want to say things you might later regret. Keeping a moment of pause in that moment will help reduce the urgency, creating an opportunity for you to reflect on how to respond appropriately. Furthermore, focusing on the present moment is also an important skill that helps you stay calm. In stressful situations, it is easy to get lost in negative thoughts about the past or worry about the future. But when you focus on the present, you will realize that much of the worry and anger are merely overreactions to things that cannot be changed. To do this, you can focus on your senses, hearing the sounds around you, feeling your breath, or sensing the touch of your hand on the table. Simple actions like these will help you return to the present moment and reduce the buildup of tension in your body. This doesn't mean denying the problem. Rather, you are facing the issue clearly and rationally without letting emotions take control. The third skill for maintaining calm is to remind yourself that you don't need to control everything around you. One of the reasons we feel angry is because we have unrealistic expectations of what others should do or how things should unfold. When things don't go as expected, we easily feel disappointed and angry. However, if you understand that not everything is within your control, you will more easily accept that there are things that cannot be changed. This doesn't mean giving up responsibility or ignoring situations that arise, but it means recognizing that some factors are beyond your control, and you can choose to react calmly and rationally. When you let go of the need for excessive control, you will feel lighter and less stressed. Looking at the situation from a different perspective is also a very important skill for maintaining calm. When you feel angry, you often view the issue from your own perspective, which can make you feel more upset. However, if you try to see the problem from the other person's perspective, you may realize that their actions are not always meant to hurt or disrespect you. Sometimes, disrespect or conflict arises simply due to a lack of understanding or information. When you view the problem more objectively, you will be able to handle the situation with more calm and not let negative emotions take over. Another important skill is learning to forgive. Forgiving doesn't mean you accept the wrongdoing of others. Rather, it means you free yourself from anger and resentment. When you don't forgive, you only trap yourself in negative emotions, which can affect your health and happiness. Remember that forgiveness is not about letting others off the hook, but about freeing yourself. When you learn to forgive, you will no longer allow the actions of others to hurt you, and you will feel lighter and more liberated in life. Finally, remember that maintaining calm in stressful situations is a process of practice. No one can maintain perfect calm in every situation, but over time and with practice, you will be able to respond in a calmer and more rational way. Allow yourself to make mistakes, but also don't forget to learn from them to continuously improve your emotional control skills. When you persistently practice these skills, you will feel a shift in how you face stressful situations, and you will see your life become lighter and more positive. Part 5, the importance of forgiveness and letting go. You've probably heard the saying, anger is like drinking poison and hoping the other person will be affected. This is not just advice, it is an obvious truth that many of us often overlook. When we harbor anger in our hearts, we are creating harm for ourselves. Feelings of anger, rage, or hatred not only weigh down our spirits, but can also affect our health, relationships, and quality of life. Everyone can feel angry in certain situations, but the important thing is how we can let go of it and not allow it to control our lives. The only way to truly free ourselves from these negative emotions is through forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of the most important steps in the journey of mastering emotions and finding inner peace. Forgiveness is not easy, especially when you feel hurt or treated unfairly. But once you understand that forgiveness does not mean you have to accept the wrongdoings of others, but rather free yourself from anger and hurt, you will realize that forgiveness is an act that helps you heal. When you forgive, you not only release others from punishment, but also free yourself from the torment of negative emotions. Forgiveness is a process that takes time and patience. Many people think that forgiveness means fully accepting what others have done, but in reality, forgiveness simply means you do not allow their actions to continue affecting your emotions. Forgiveness doesn't mean you forget the mistakes of others, but it means you don't allow those mistakes to occupy your mind and heart. When you forgive, you no longer endure anger or suffering, and this will allow you to live a more peaceful life. In this way, forgiveness is truly a gift you give to yourself, not to others. In fact, forgiveness can help resolve many problems in relationships. When you cannot forgive, your relationships will always be affected by stress and unresolved misunderstandings. Anger will cause you to easily judge others and hold on to feelings of hurt without realizing that these emotions are damaging your relationship. Instead of facing others with tolerance and understanding, you will always keep a distance, making relationships increasingly cold and uncomfortable. However, when you forgive, you will find that the relationship between you and the other person becomes lighter, with easier communication and mutual understanding. Forgiveness is the key to resolving conflicts, allowing you to maintain friendships, love, or even family relationships. Moreover, forgiveness is an act that helps heal the soul. Prolonged anger will only hurt you more. It not only makes you feel mentally painful, but can also affect your physical health. Numerous studies have shown that long-term anger can lead to issues such as high blood pressure, anxiety, and even cardiovascular diseases. This feeling keeps you in a constant state of tension, unable to relax or enjoy peaceful moments. Forgiveness not only helps release emotions, but also helps your body return to a balanced state, minimizing the negative effects of prolonged stress. When you practice forgiveness, you also learn to let go of things that cannot be changed. In life, not everything goes as we expect, and there are things we cannot control. Trying to hold on to negative emotions, painful memories, or mistakes from the past only keeps you trapped in a vicious cycle of suffering. Letting go is not about giving up or failing, but realizing that you cannot change the past and that you should not let what cannot be changed affect your present and future. Only when you let go can you live in peace and enjoy what life is offering. To let go, you need to learn to accept the truth and acknowledge that what has happened is part of life. Every event, whether painful or challenging, can bring valuable lessons. When you accept that each experience is part of the growth process, you will no longer feel trapped by negative emotions. Letting go doesn't mean abandoning responsibility or failing to address problems, but rather learning to face issues calmly and thoughtfully without letting negative emotions control you. Practicing letting go makes you stronger, teaching you how to solve problems more wisely and maturely. In conclusion, forgiveness and letting go are essential elements that not only help you master feelings of anger, but also create a more peaceful, healthy, and happy life. When you forgive, you not only free others from blame, but more importantly, you free yourself from emotional burdens and torment. Forgiveness helps you heal, let go of what cannot be changed, and opens a new path to live a lighter, freer life. Remember, forgiveness is not for others, it is for yourself. When you learn to forgive, you will feel freer, no longer controlled by anger or hatred. Your life will become lighter, calmer, and filled with positive energy. Letting go not only helps you heal, but also allows you to move forward with a lighter soul, no longer weighed down by the past or negative emotions. And when you do this, you will truly experience the freedom and peace you deserve.